Hi, this is Joseph Tan here from goodmonday.com. Organizations are very good at designing expert systems that cause the organization to be more efficient and increase profitability and so on. But we do not consider the motivation of the people that operate and maintain the systems. The systems in and of itself may be excellent, but if the motivation of the people operating the system is not there, then this is still a failure. It's not so much a failure of execution per se, it is a failure in engagement. And that's why for today's video, we're going to focus on engagement competency number 4. When the employee is motivated to engage and to be engaged in operating the system in the way that is intended to, they should be able to echo this statement. My manager values and includes my opinions. So if you're wondering why certain systems at work is not working, it could be that you are not valuing the opinions of your employees. When Frederick Taylor in the early 20th century came up with his principles of scientific management, his approach is this: if we want to increase productivity and output, we should focus on specialization, helping the employee to specialize and to stay focused. And if we want them to create harder work, well, we must provide better incentives. So we should give higher pay for higher work, and we must have very specialized function. As far as thinking and improvement and strategy is concerned, this has got to be allocated to a select group of overseers. It is this select group of overseers that does all the thinking. Those who are involved in the output just focus on the job and getting paid. There is no need for interaction between those who are involved in operations with those who does the thinking. These two groups are to be kept separate. This arrangement works well if you are manufacturing nuts and bolts, but in today's knowledge economy, employees who are involved in the output also has a lot to contribute in terms of their thinking as well. Their thinking, their ideas, and their creativity. Beyond incentives, employees of today are looking for a sense of inclusion, of being included in the decision-making process. That's why a smart manager includes the input and ideas from the employees in the decision-making process whenever possible. Paying attention to someone's thinking process not only creates a sense of inclusion, but it creates a sense of respect that my opinion matters, that I am given due attention as to what I can contribute to the running of the system. And this, at the end of the day, motivates the employee and creates engagement. So we need to look beyond scientific management to engagement management, and that starts by including your employees' input and ideas. The second factor to consider in creating a culture of inclusion and respect is learn to value diversity, not uniformity. Well, uniformity of results is still required because as far as quality, is concerned, as far as sales quota is concerned, everybody is expected to rise up to a uniform way of measurement. I mean, key performance indicators must be uniform. But the people running the system, they are not uniform. In fact, every person is unique and they are very diverse in nature. So the challenge for the manager in creating an engaged culture is to see how the ideas and input from the different ones in the team could be leveraged upon and could be combined and could be utilized in order to meet that greater goal. It is not just the input from one person, it is the input from one person perhaps combined with this input, and to encourage the interaction and the sharing of best practices, all at the same time keeping an eye on the uniformed results. So at the end of the day, we all want to head towards that one clear goal, but within the interaction process, the manager's job is to create engagement within the team. And that comes from a mindset of valuing diversity. And sometimes there could be a lot of differences in the process as well. But make sure that these differences stimulate and act as a catalyst on each other, heading towards that same direction. So value the diversity. Do not be afraid of differences as long as your mindset is to stay engaged. Valuing your employees' opinion also mean to be able to direct them to different channels of communication within the organization. For example, one of the ways to be engaged with your employee is to help them see that their comments and opinions are redirected to people in other departments as well. For example, HR. And also they need to be able to see the bigger picture of things, because the information flow could be the other way around. Now, what are the other departments doing? What is the direction of senior management? So the information flow, the communication flow should go beyond just yourself. You have got to be the conduit that help them to get access to different channels of communication across the organization, so that they know what IT is doing, what HR is doing, what senior management is doing, what sales is doing, and so on, so that they begin to see themselves as a bigger team and they are not alone in what they do, and that motivates them as well. One practical way to do it is perhaps you can convene a monthly Q&A meeting and invite key members from the various departments to join in as well, so that the opinion, ideas, and the input from your team members could be directed to the different ones that are involved. What this does is then it reinforces transparency and builds a culture that believes in seeking opinions and acting upon them. So don't be a bottleneck of information. Learn to free up the channels of communication across different levels, and this will go a big step towards creating an engaged culture in your team.